Good morning. I'm standing in front of the big Harlan roof crane. I'm standing in front of the Titanic Hotel, which is based around the Titanic drawing offices. We did the Olympic and all the rest of those ships back then too. And I'm panning around. This is the Titanic exhibition, and it's very, very popular. But a lot of people don't really realise that if you want authenticity, if you want realness, this is the place to come to. This is the Nomadic. This was the tender used in Cherbourg Harbour to ferry first and second class passengers out to the Titanic. It was also used for the Olympic that was built in Belfast as well. And this is the Hamilton graving dock. And this is all authentic. This strange object right at the end here is a Cassian gate that was put over the end of this dock, and it secured the dock so that water could be pumped in. So this is the Nomadic. It was built in Belfast in 1911, simply to ferry people out to the Titanic and the Olympic. And this is the last remaining ship of the White Star Line anywhere in existence. So it's something else, and this is a photograph of it, as it originally was being built. Well, this is pure history in front of you folks. And that's a wee bit of detail about the Cassian dock. I'm just going to do a quick walk round of the Nomadic, and then I'm going to go inside, because this video that I'm making is dedicated to my good friends Chris Wardlow and his wife Anne Wardlow over there in Yorkshire near Bridlington, the centre of the universe. And there's a big cruise ship in this morning, so there's a lot of folks knocking about. So this is the Nomadic, and it has been restored and it's been refurbished, and it, millions of pounds were spent on the refurb and restoration of this amazing boat. It's really the last link, authentic link, that we have to what life was like on the Titanic. And this Nomadic boat has an interesting story in itself, never mind the Titanic connection. So what can I tell you about the Nomadic? Well, it was nicknamed the little sister to the Titanic for obvious reasons. Much smaller. As I said, it's a former White Star tender. It's launched in 1911, and it took passengers out to the Titanic and indeed the Olympic, and indeed the Queen Mary, and indeed the Queen Elizabeth years after that. The vessel itself is the only White Star vessel designed by Thomas Andrews that still survives today. It's 70 metres long, that's 230 feet, it's 11 metres wide, it's 1,273 tonnes, and it was acquired for Belfast in 2006, and an awful lot of work had to be done on this ship to restore it, to refurbish it to what it might have been originally. Millions and millions of pounds were spent on this, and the upper superstructure of the vessel, you know, it wasn't there. Whenever it was located in France, in Cherbourg, you know, it was just a hulk. It was just like a barge. The superstructure and all the rest of it, the stairways, and whatnot, were just non-existent. It was just flat. But it's an historic relic of, you know, linked to the Titanic. And you know, a lot of history is involved with this boat as well. It has 5 decks, and it could carry at its height 1,000 passengers, and it had 114 of a crew. After the Titanic went down, it was used in the First World War to ferry troops, and it was used by the French as an auxiliary minesweeper, and several times it was almost going to be scrapped, and it sort of had it was like a cat with 9 lives, and it survived. And it's just amazing that it did survive, because so many people just wanted it done away with. Its sister ship, the Traffic, the SS Traffic, it was scrapped years and years previously. This boat also served as a restaurant, would you believe, on the Seine, and it was used to, after that, or no, before that, it was used to ferry escapees from Cherbourg in the Second World War. And as I said before, it was a tender for the Queen Mary and Queen Elizabeth after World War II. It was given another name by the French. It was called the Engineer Minard, Engineer Minard, and it was used, as I say, as a tender for the Titanic, because Cherbourg harbour was just too small for the Titanic to get into. A plane taking off up there, and so they had to build this tender. And the restoration here is absolutely remarkable. The money that was spent and the attention to detail is just remarkable, unbelievable. Five decks, and they're almost restored to how they would have looked. Inside, luxury interior, plaster panelling, ornate joinery, brasswork, wooden panelling, and all the rest of it. Painstaking work, phenomenal work. And whenever they were restoring it, they used old designs and archive photographs. 5 decks. And I'm going in, hopefully, to locate a bell and a lanyard and an inclomometer, and these were donated by my good YouTube friend Chris Wardlow and his wife. And Chris lives in Bampton in Bridlington, and he follows my YouTube channel, and he and his wife have kindly sent me gifts and all the rest of it, and they're constantly in contact with me. So he asked me to come down here and do this wee video, and I'm very, very happy to oblige. The Nomadic and the Titanic and the Olympic, of course, built by Harland Wolff, Belfast. And Chris is a member of the Nomadic Preservation Society. So I'm going to go in here and see if I can locate the display that he donated. An awful lot of the artifacts of the Nomadic were lost or pilfered over the years whenever she was a restaurant or a troop ship or whatever else. So the Nomadic Society were happy to receive Chris's gift. And I'm on the Nomadic, and I'm standing in front of the White Star display cabinet, and as I say, my friend Chris donated this ship's bell to the Nomadic Society, and I think this is the lanyard. Is this what you would call a lanyard? And there was something else, a trigonometer meter. What do I see? And there should be a plaque about his donation, but I don't see it. Oh, here we are. The brass bell, lanyard and inclinometer. There we are. Were donated by Christopher M. Wardlow in 2014, and there they are. So Chris, I have fulfilled my promise and come down here to Titanic, and I didn't even have to pay to get in. I just mentioned your name, and people here remembered that you had made this kind donation, and I was let in for free to video this wonderful display cabinet. I'm not allowed to walk around the rest of the ship to video the rest, so I'll not do that. So I'm just walking around the other side of the Nomadic.
No, we didn't really care much about
it. Giving you a better view of this Cassian gate. It was basically like a sort of a plug. Not shaped like a bath plug, but more or less having the same sort of effect. It's in a bit of a bad state. They're up around the top. The timbers are beginning to rot badly. So this is a side view of the Nomadic.
This would have been
and these people walk past these bollards, you know, and they just never even give them a second look. But these are the original bollards that would have tied up ships like the Titanic. Maybe not the Titanic, but you know, these are original, dating from 1900 as well. And if you ever get to Belfast, you know, everybody flocks to the exhibition centre. You know, architecturally, you know, pretty superb looking. But you know, the Nomadic is authenticity. The Nomadic, as I say, is history. And I would encourage you to come and see it. And it's flying the French flag because it spent most of its lifetime in Cherbourg and on the Seine. I always find it remarkable that these big ships are held up by, you know, these small platforms. I just find it so remarkable. You know, they're not topple over. I bet you if I put them up, it would topple over.